Recording a song at home doesn't have to be as complicated as you might think. You can produce studio-level, high-quality sound recordings right from your home with not a lot of technology. That's why today I'm breaking down my personal recording process from start to finish that I use in my home that will help you get your song recorded and completed without spending a ton of cash. Let's blast off and get started.
Can't stop with these boys from California.
Konnichiwa friends, I'm Jonathan Miller and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, helping you become a better indie artist. I make futuristic and outer space inspired dance pop music, and every Wednesday on this channel I'm helping others take their music to level 2. If that sounds good, consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. If not, then go ahead, spend all that money that you don't have, because chances are, if you're watching this video, you're a millennial, which means that like me, you've got an empty bank account that yells at you every month for not having enough money in your bank account. So you can definitely afford booking that studio time with that fancy producer. Go on! Or you could DIY it, get the same result, and have a lot more creative freedom. Think about that. Okay, so before we get started, I do want to tell you exactly what I use to record my stuff at home. All I use is an iTrack Solo Focusrite digital interface, an AKG Perception 220 condenser microphone that I've had since way back in the dark ages, a pop filter, a studio shield for some soundproofing, and Logic Pro X for Mac. Just those few things and I'm ready to go. And if you don't have Logic, that's totally fine. I've recorded 3 out of 5 of my albums on GarageBand, so trust me, you're good. If you want to check out any of those things, there's links in the description below for you. And with that out of the way, here is my 7-step home recording process. Step 1, music. Sometimes step 1 and step 2 happen interchangeably or simultaneously, but I typically start out by creating a full music instrumental track. Chances are by the time it's done, I've already got some ideas for lyrics, so I know where my choruses and my verses are all gonna be, so everything really flows together. I'm also a Virgo, so I love organization. Once I've got that instrumental that's pretty darn near what the full song is gonna sound like, I move on to step 2. Step 2, lyrics. As I said before, chances are when I reach this phase, I've already got some lyrics written down or in my head. More often than not, I've got the chorus all written out. But this is where I really focus on the lyrics. I write and rewrite as necessary to make sure that the meaning is clear and that the lyrics flow well with the music I created. And this process can get really fast for me if it's a song that I'm really vibing with. If you happen to be a fan of my music, this happened recently with my song Na Na Na, which actually, if you're at this part of the video, you've already heard part of it because it's my YouTube opening theme. After the lyrics are pretty much ready, I print them out and move on to the next step. Step 3, demo. To give myself some time to get used to this song, I initially make what I call a scratch demo. Basically, it's typically a 1 or 2 take recording of the song, even if I mess up some of the words. It just allows me to hear the song back for the first time. It gives me a better idea of what exactly I want the song to sound like when I move to full production, so this way I can jot some ideas down in my head or on paper. It's super quick and it's just for my ears, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But after listening to that for a few days to allow my ears to adjust, I move on to step 4. Step 4, main vocals. So now is the time where I take the song section by section and record all of the main vocals. This is the part of the process where I go very slowly. Virgo, also a perfectionist. And sometimes too, on the fly, I'll just try new rhythms with the lyrics, or I'll do random ad-libs as well. Because more often than not, my one-take ad-libs usually make it all the way to the full song, like what happened with my new single, You'll Find Love. Like I said, I go slow with these and really build the song piece by piece. And then I create vocal comps of all the sections and add some initial effects to get them pretty close to finish, but knowing full well I'll be making adjustments later. Now for step 5. Step 5, background vocals. Let's bring this song to life. This is where I start to get really impatient and really excited, because by this time I know exactly what parts need accentuating, and this is where a lot of the magic happens for me. The song gets closer and closer to being done, and I get really, really pumped, and it's like a new wave of energy. My mom usually helps me write some of the background vocals because she's got a great ear for it, but then we're almost done. Step 6, polish. This is when I really fine-tune all the track volumes, effects, and compression. Sometimes I even add or take away full instruments too. This process can take a few days because I've got to walk away and allow my ears to adjust, so that way I can catch new things every time I go back to it. So once it's ready to go, I mix it all down, and then we have one final step. Step 7, mastering. Now, I prefer not to do my own mastering because I think it's good to have a second pair of ears or whatever to really analyze and take a look at your song. Sometimes I'll specifically send it to a mastering engineer, but there are great online mastering services as well, like ProMaster and Lander are really great. I've actually used both of them and have no problem with them. But this process is really where it's up to you and your personal preference. Maybe you're trained in mastering so you know exactly what to do yourself. But either way, once that's done, your full song is now complete. So that is my 7-step home recording studio process. Question of the video, what does your home studio recording process look like? Leave me a comment below letting me know. If you want to check out my songwriting process or a video on some common pop song structures, there are links in the description below so you can check them out. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new. I put out new videos every single Wednesday. Once again, I'm Jonathan Miller, and I will see you next time. See you later.